with some friends yesterday. Does the face of American sports need to be American? And what was interesting to me was it was split 50-50. Because you look at sports, baseball, all right, it's America's pastime,
sure.
even though it was, I believe, invented in Canada.
I think
But,
it was.
you know, who's the face of Major League Baseball right now?
Shohei Ohtani.
Okay,
Ohtani.
it's not American. Is that a problem? NBA, it's LeBron James. Would you
Yeah,
safe to say?
still LeBron. Yeah, I would say so.
But, you know, after watching the Mavs as much as I have, Luka or Denver Nuggets and Jokic, I mean, it could be Giannis. I mean, they're all international. I think for us, we're all saying, okay, it's okay. Well, not a big deal. But imagine if it was reversed, and I'm a Philly-born, unbelievable soccer player from the United States, and I'm the best player playing for Manchester United.
They might have some heartburn with
Exactly.
that. They sure
But why
would.
don't we? Has our country gotten soft?
No. I think that we've had so many, in all the pro sports, has had so many faces, international, local. I mean, it kind of changes. And a lot of it, I think, depends on the sport. Basketball, as you mentioned, there's been several interchangeable parts. Football is mostly American guys.
What if Tom Brady, just hypothetical, this is
Yeah.
a hypothetical, if Tom Brady was
From Canada?
from Germany
Germany,
and, you know, played ball in Germany because they got professional football now.
I would have no problem with that whatsoever. I would say who's ever the best. I think for a lot of teams, you get a lot of local, you know, your favorite team around over the years. And I can think of for Pirate fans for a year, Roberto Clemente was the face of that
In
team.
Pittsburgh,
Sure,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Coyotes, Shane Doan's been the face of the face of the Yotes for so many years.
I'm talking about the
Yeah,
sport.
the actual sport. I get it. And I think that I don't have any heartburn whatsoever. If that person has earned it and that person is at the top of his game and he's the one that he's big in the sport, he's big in his community, he helps out, he's, you know, a lot of the Americanized things we do. I've never really, you know, thought about it, had any problem with it when I think of so many different interchangeable parts. I think of Akeem Olajuwon for years.
Yep.
When he was kind of the guy there for many years. And I've never really thought that it's got to be an American, it's got to be that guy. That guy's proven it, and he's the best of the best. And he's representing that sport wherever he's from. I think, to me, I have no problem with that.
See, I think it's more about personality than it is where they're from. Because
That's
it's unfortunate
fair.
that I would love to know more about Ohtani, but the guy doesn't know English. He's trying, but he doesn't really need to. I mean, the guy's best player in baseball right now, but he doesn't have that personality that fans get to know because we can't speak his language. I mean, I would love it. Mike Trout was a superstar like I thought he was going to be, and, you know, out there, but he didn't want it. He didn't want to be out there.
Right.
Just like, you know, with the Diamondbacks many years ago, Paul Goldschmidt. The guy just didn't like the media, or not like the media, but just it wasn't his thing.
Right.
And we always talk about that with sports teams here locally. Who's the face of the team? All right, you got Booker and Durant. Okay, that's pretty clear. Diamondbacks, I don't really know. Zach Gallen, Corbin Carroll. Okay, maybe it's Corbin, but he's still a young kid.
Yeah, I think he's
He's
will
trending.
be. Yeah,
Trending,
he
yes.
is trending.
Corbin, the thing about Corbin is all the clinics and stuff he's been doing.
Yeah.
I think he's getting there, and I would say Corbin Carroll's the new face, fresh face.
We need it.
We talked about Larry Fitzgerald. Larry was the face, but he was out there for events, for charity events.
No, hands down, Larry Fitzgerald was the face of the Arizona Cardinals.
So
I wouldn't say Kyler Murray is.
No.
He doesn't play the part.
No. And I thought until last year, I thought Buda Baker kind of took that role over as the captain, the kind of guy.
Yeah.
Very gregarious, but not, you know, this last year, it was kind of like, I knew Buda was bought in, but it seemed like that took a step back. And then is Murray going to be the guy? It seems like his attitude's changed. If they keep him after this year, it could be, but he's still, I think there's residue from him in the past.
But that's not his fault, though. It's just that he's more introverted, just like Kevin Durant's introverted when he talked about how, you know, Charles Barkley wants him to be a vocal leader, and that's just not who he is. You can't change someone who they aren't.
Yeah, if they don't, that's a good point. If you don't want to be that guy that the go-to or the face or out there, you can't put a square peg in a round hole. But I mean, if somebody embraces it, likes it, I thought Shane Doan did a great job. I thought Doan was everywhere. He handled interviews. I mean, he wanted that kind of that scenario.
Here's what I think the big difference is when you talk about the entire country, America, is that for the most part, we all came from other places.
Fair. Yeah, good point.
And so from that standpoint, people that come into this country who are sports stars, that doesn't mean anything to us at all.
Mhm.
All we care about, can he play?
Yeah.
And what type of, is he a good person? All right, I'm down with him. He's my guy right now.
And is he a good representative of the sport?
There you go.
I think that you got so many. It's your point, Jim. International people, and then we're just one big melting pot here in the States.
We are, yeah, we are.
It's less about nationality, more about personality.
Correct.
I would agree.
I agree.
I think
with
that is the
Yes.
statement because, I mean, you look at Conor McGregor
Three.
in boxing. I mean, we've already talked about basketball and baseball, hockey. I don't know. Hockey's a little tough.
Well,
I don't know who NFL. I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely.
Like right now, Patrick Mahomes.
Chiefs, yeah,
is-
Patrick
is
Mahomes.
the
Mahomes.
face
yeah,
of the National Football
Was
League.
Tom Brady.
was.
Yeah, and that, that
Now it's
quarterback's
Mahomes.
typically that guy. But for years, I'm the same way. If somebody represents well, they're not a knucklehead. They're a good citizen. They're whether they're involved in the community or not, just that they're an upstanding individual that represents the sport
Mhm.
well, and he's one of the top in the sports. I think that's what you can all
But
ask
it used
for.
to be that way. Baseball was always Pete Rose,
Sure, yeah.
Mike Schmidt, Babe Ruth, and we go on and on.
Oh yeah, Willie Mays.
Derek Jeter was a great ambassador
Oh,
for
he
the
was.
sport.
Yep.
And then, I think NBA, went from Michael to LeBron,
Two.
all from America.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I just think there's some there's some
What was
people on
the
that side.
response
I said it was
at the bar?
50-50, but there are some people that take pride in they want someone born in America
born and bred.
to be basically the face of that sport. And then there's some guys that I know that are like, I don't care.
I
It's
think
fine as
one
long as they have a
thing-
personality.
I think one thing you appreciate about these international guys is who was the last international guy, at least in the NBA, you can remember that got into trouble or had a big suspension
Sure.
or
That's fair.
DUI or had some drug. Like you can't really think about those international guys, and from a standpoint of where the game's going to be at, the Giannis's, the Nicolas, the Lucas are great for the young generation of people to
Yep.
look up to
I agree.
versus some of those American guys who can kind of get out of the chaos sometimes.
And they have a bigger mantle to carry from their home country here in the States as well, too. And your point, they don't want to screw up. They've got, whether it be Greece or England or Australia, whatever, they want to be an upstanding citizen and represent the sport so those kids can grow that game even more. So whatever country they're from.
Hey, on this day back in 1989, the Cowboys fired Tom Landry after 29 years. How about that? What a career he had for the Dallas Cowboys. Coming up, we're going to catch up with Craig Fouie, the sports director here for ABC 15 for Fact